Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. In this week's episode, I'm going to show you my weekly P&L for the trades that I've done for this week. But before I do that, I just want to plug how to reach out to me. The best place to reach out to me and chat with me is meet me on a Facebook group, Investing 102. Right here, you'll see it right here, and it'll look like this. That's the best place to meet me. You can chat with me, ask questions. There's other seasoned investors in that group that can help you also. The other news that I wanted to talk about was Bitcoin did touch $61,000 last Saturday. So now that is about 8 days away. This week, Bitcoin did retest or went down and then it recovered a little bit. It hit 59. Now you can see it's around 57. But I wanted to cover something real quick. People always look at charts trying to explain why and they give a reason for different things. One of the things that I wanted to bring up is maybe this here, the treasury yield. The treasury yield has been in the news for the last 2 or 3 weeks as bond rates have been moving up. You guys have noticed anything with tech stocks, if you're trading in NASDAQ or high risk growth companies, you may have noticed that in the last 4 to 5 weeks has been really difficult to make money because most tech stocks have been going down and everybody has reported already. Some of it has to do with the treasury yields. You can see the yields are now at 1.7. It's been trending up. And when yields move higher, generally speaking, the risk of stocks become higher, and so it's better to move into something safer. Most people have been moving their money into value stock or something with a dividend or something with a low PE. So the sell-off is real. If you've been in those high flyers that made 2, 3, 400% return in the last year, you have noticed that those companies have been selling off and people have been moving into something a little bit more conservative. So now I'm going to copy data from my brokerage into my spreadsheet. So here's the March 16. I'm going to paste that into here. Scroll down. March 16. Paste. Let's do the 17. Paste. 18 is over here. Paste. The 19. And here's the rest of my 19. So I think I got everything over here. I'm going to paste that here. First thing I do is just massage the dates, as in copy those to the correct field. Paste that. And after some time editing and fixing let me fix some more stuff. I just noticed these are wrong. I put a filter on the word call. And I'm going to fix all of these. These are all wrong. The light blue ones here. And I think that should solve it. And I fixed that. And then the last thing I did was make sure the formulas work for the ticker, the option. This came from the brokerage. This come from the brokerage. These came from the brokerage. I added my own description and I pair up the trade so I count some things only once, like an iron condor. I only count once. So let's save this and then let's go and do the pivot table. The pivot is when I can see what's wrong or what's right. So let's go here. First thing you do is hit the refresh. I didn't trade a lot this week, but you can see here it is. That's what it shows me right now. And I'm going to stare at it and make sure everything looks okay to me before I agree to it. I'm coming to the month. I'm going to hit the pivot over here. Let's hit refresh. I'm assuming this is right. I'm just going to look at it a little bit longer. This went up and this went up. Come back over here. Paste the data in over here. And the number of trades is now 367. So here it's saying 367. My P&L, my running P&L is now here. So that looks like it was a short trading week for me. Not a lot of trades, 18 compared to some of the others. I did clean up some of my iron condors that were a little bit more volatile, but they were fine. They were not being tested, so I did close them out early. I didn't have to, but I wanted to, and then I just created some new ones at 45 days out. The last thing you'll notice is my P&L is now at 14,000 for the year, 14 and a half, and it's averaging $39 per trade profit. So I have 367 trades. Remember, my goal is I need to hit 1,500 trades this year. So this is showing you it's not random anymore. If I was lucky, you can't be lucky on 5 or 10 trades, but can you be lucky on 1,000 trades a year? I'm up to 367, so you can call it what you want. If you think I'm randomly just lucky on all these trades, then if you say that, then maybe I should buy lottery tickets if I was that lucky. Obviously, what I'm trying to teach you is I'm not as lucky as you think. I'm just using a more simple strategy where I'm focusing on small gains. And again, I don't even aim for $30 trades. I'm trying to aim for $10, $15, $20 profit. With that being said, I do want to look at some trades that I did for this week and maybe talk through it so you can see. I like looking at the data and see what it tells me. First thing I'm going to look at is I put a filter on cash secured puts. You notice that really there's not a lot of activity there. I made $61 on Rocket cash secured puts this week. You see I color it so you can tell what week is what. So I'm moving it down and out in the future, but that's a small profit. That's not a lot. Let's look at the next item. The next thing I want to look at is Fastly. I have cash secure cover call on it. So this week you can see what I did. I rolled up and out from a 71.50 to 74 and moved it out a couple weeks out. And you see I collected $100 here. But the week before that, you can also see I was rolling it up and out from 68, and I was trying to get ahead of the rebound. So I collected 140. And if you see the week before that, in week 9, I rolled up, then I rolled down, and I moved it in, and I still collected $200. So here you can see in the last couple of weeks, if I just did something like this, you see I collected $500 on Fastly in less than a month, and I only have 100 shares of Fastly. So there is a way to try to collect premium regardless if it goes up or down. You see I had calls, strike price all the way up to 110. That was in June. By rolling it down and in, I brought it closer, and then you can see how I'm still making money, and I'm not in the money yet. Actually, I don't remember. Maybe it did. Maybe it did go into money. I don't remember anymore. But again, I'm just constantly rolling in both directions. The last thing I'm going to look at is just all my iron condors. Really, I've been doing it mostly on S&P 500. If you look at the last couple of weeks, I've been doing the same, and they've been working for me really well. And when you come over here, you notice my iron condors are making me money. So I'm already up a couple $1,000 this month, and today is only March 21. So I think I may finish out March with maybe $6,000 or $7,000 because I do have some iron condors that are coming closer to the end of their life. And I may want to hit 50 or 60% profit margin, but a lot of it depends on what happened with the market. When markets are uncertain, I don't need to wait for a certain profit margin or percentage. Sometimes I like to take money off the table and reposition where my iron condors will, right? What's the new put strike price versus the new call strike price. So when markets are uncertain, sometimes you do want to close them early and then reposition your wings of the iron condor. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm not worried too much about markets. Obviously, if the markets drop 10% in a day, sometimes you can't forecast those and you will lose money there. So I want to try to reduce some of the risk in case we're going to see some 3, 4, or 5% moves in a single day. That's what I want to worry about. That's what I'm positioned for. And that brings this video to an end. So I want to end with a couple of things that I want to look at for this coming week. I think with money flowing into Americans' bank accounts from the stimulus, a lot of single people will get $1,400. There are some people who get a little bit less as your income increases, it phases out. But for a majority of families, there's a lot of families who do not make more than $150,000 a year. And so that means there's a lot of people getting checks for 2,800 bucks. If you have kids, you may get three, four, five, six, even 7,000. If you have a bigger family than 5 kids, you're gonna get a little bit more. And what people are looking at is this: what are people gonna do with that money? If you're in debt, obviously you're gonna pay down some of it to debt. Some people are using it to pay for their spring break or their vacation. Other people are putting it into the stock market. Some people actually speculate that there may be up to 20 to 30 billion dollars flowing into bitcoins from the stimulus payout. So those are the things that I want to keep an eye on in the next 2 weeks to see how this extra money impacts the market. If the money does flow into any type of investment, we should see some really good demand, and that will push some prices up. So the market should be good for the next week. And if people speculate that that does happen, I would expect Bitcoin to sort of trend up or at least maintain the level where it's at. So that's what I'm keep an eye on. With that being said, please comment below. Let me know how your trading week is going. As always, I'm here to help you. I want to make sure you succeed, and I want to make sure that you're able to make $1 at a time. Again, it sounds silly, it sounds small, it sounds like what impact would that make? But that's what I've been doing for a while. I used to collect 10 cents, 20 cents just in dividends, then it became $1, then it moves up, and over time it builds, and that's what I teach. Something simple. If you collect a little bit at a time, over time it does build, and the snowball is in your favor now. Instead of interest that you pay out, these are interest or dividends that you receive. And over time, it does get bigger. It becomes $100, then it becomes $1,000 a month. Some people then hit $5,000 or $10,000 a month with the goal of trying to increase your passive income. So let's do this together. We'll do this $1 at a time. As always, have a profitable day. Bye bye.